Hello everyone. कैसे हैं आप सभी? I hope everyone is doing good. So this is Pragya Saxena, my lovely ones, and in today's session, of course, we all know we will be preparing for the upcoming PNB LBO exam, right? Punjab National Bank's local bank officer post vacancies have been provided. 750 vacancies are there. Okay, so this is the upcoming exam, and here we will be covering the complete banking and financial awareness portion for last 6 months. Cool. So this would be our third class in a row. I hope you guys are enjoying the whole session. The things are going on great. And before starting diving into the session, just a bit sort of note. If in case you are having any question, any query, any trouble, anything, any sort of confusion regarding the session, regarding any question or whatsoever, so feel free to ask. Okay, we do provide our WhatsApp number in the description box. The link is also being provided. If you are interested regarding any sort of further sessions, any program, so feel free to contact us. Knowledgist is 24/7 there for you. Cool. So let us come to the point. Okay, so here we will be covering the banking and financial awareness portion for September month. Cool. Currently, we are revolving around September 2025. The whole session would be in the form of multiple choice questions. Okay. So, very first thing, the very first news of today's session, dear, what is it talking about? It's talking about S&P. It's talking about S&P. What is it saying? Okay, so very first thing is that S&P assigns, this is the basic headline, that S&P assigns BBB rating to the Bank of Maharashtra. To whom? To the Bank of Maharashtra on a strong financial parameter. Okay, so the headline is very basic, very straight. It's just providing us an overview that S&P has provided, has addressed, has assigned this BBB tag. BBB stable rating is there. Okay, to whom? To the Bank of Maharashtra. Okay, and this is something which has been done after a sort of strong financial parameter. Like S&P has checked the whole working procedure, the other regards of Bank of Maharashtra, and after that, after final checking process has been completed, S&P has assigned. Cool. So very first thing, let us talk about the further information. See the headline, we all know that S&P Global Ratings has assigned BBB is stable. Rating to whom? To Bank of Maharashtra. Cool. Now, what's this? This is an investment grade rating. If someone is going to ask you, what do we mean by S&P? Is it someone's name? Of course not. This is an investment grade rating, and dear, this signals towards strong financial health and governance. If any organization is there which is having certainly a strong financial health and at the same time is having strong governance, is having very transparent governance, everything is going on very good, very in a subsistent manner, so BBB stable rating is provided to only those sort of organizations. Now, why this BBB rating is being provided? There would be some sort of reasons. Now, nothing happens without anything. So this helps all the, like, if any what should be saying, if any organization is there, dear, so this rating helps the organization to reduce its cost of overseas borrowing. Very first point. So yes, if in case of Bank of Maharashtra also we are talking about it, so this BBB stable rating would be helping BOM, that is Bank of Maharashtra, to reduce its cost of overseas borrowing. And also first thing is this reduction of cost of overseas borrowing. I'm removing this much. I hope you guys have gone through this. Now, second, what would it be helping for? It would be helping in order to raise global capital, in order to raise global capital at much better terms. So these two things are there which are going to be provided for BOM, Bank of Maharashtra, and that's the reason why any organization is so keen so as to receive this particular BBB stable. Cool. Now, this rating, what does it shows us to us common people, So this regards us with robust capital, that yes, they are having already, they have worked for this robust capital. They have led to solid funding base, and at that same time, dear, they are working towards healthy liquidity. Cool. So these three things are being present within the whole framework of BOM itself. So yes, that's the reason it has received. Cool. Now this new rating is being provided in three notches. Tick. Okay, chalo. So this time, this particular rating is being provided in three notches, which is higher than its previous rating, which was BB rating from Fitch. Okay, so from here, what is the basic phenomena which we came about? Previously, also Bank of Maharashtra was being addressed with BB stable rating from the side of Fitch. Fitch has provided, but now what has taken into account? They have finally received BBB stable rating from where? From S&P itself. Cool. So that's the basic thing which you were like supposed to remember regarding this particular news, this particular question. Let us move to the very first question regarding this news. Good evening, Binoy. Okay. So very first question, what is it asking? It's simply asking which global rating agency recently assigned BBB stable rating to Bank of Maharashtra. This is what we were talking about. This question is also asking the name of that global rating agency which has recently been assigned this BBB stable rating to BOM. Is it Moody's? Is it Fitch Ratings, S&P Global Ratings, or CRISIL? That is the option D, last option. Anyone? Is there anyone who's having any idea? What is this? Good evening, Gaurav. Okay. Okay, have like 10 seconds, have few seconds. Think about it. What should it be? This is what we were talking about. You must be knowing. Is it option A, B, C, or D? Anyone? Okay, take your time. No issues. Very good. So this time, my lovely ones, the correct answer, what would it be? It is option C, S&P ratings. We need not to get confused. Previously also, Bank of Maharashtra was being assigned with a stable ratings position. Yes, this assign was being there, but it was BB stable. Cool. And now it is BBB is stable. Previously, it was from the side of Fitch Ratings. They are also rating provided investment company, and now this is being provided from S&P Global Rating. So no need to get confused. Very good, Sultan Singh and Gaurav Mudani both have answered it properly. You guys are coming up with the correct answer. That is C. So this time, what would be the chosen one? It is option C, S&P Global Ratings. Cool. Now, coming to next question. This is also asking what will the BBB rating primarily help Bank of Maharashtra achieve? After receiving this BBB tag, this BBB rating, what is something BOM was not already having? Okay, it was not having within its framework, and now it would be achieving. So, is it going to achieve reduced staff cost? Option B, lower overseas borrowing cost, and it would raise its capital globally. Option C, increase its ATM penetration, or option D, boost retail loan NPAs. Cool. So what would it be? Is it option A, B, C, or D? Dear, these sessions are going to be particularly for PNB's upcoming local bank officers examination. But it's not like that. These questions are not going to be useful for other examinations. No, it's not like that, because these are the newses which are everywhere. Okay. So if you are keen to like be a part, be here. Okay, we will acknowledge something new. We will learn something new. Cool. So this time people have already answered. Vicky, Gaurav, Sultan. Okay, almost everyone has come up with option B. Very good. Which is the correct answer as well. So in case of Bank of Maharashtra, dear, if we talk about this particularly, so what this particular BBB rating is going to help BOM with, is going to provide BOM. So it would be leading to lowered overseas borrowing cost along with raise of its capital global, raising of its capital on a global basis. So investment grade improves investor confidence, cheaper funds internationally, globally level. Cool. Okay, so now coming to next question. See, we were talking about it now. Like they were coming up with different things, but the basic word was there stable. BB is stable. BBB is stable. So what do we mean by this stable when we regard anything as stable? That I'm a very stable person. I'm very financially stable. I'm very emotionally stable. Currently, I'm going on very on a stable track. I'm not overwhelming any sort of roller coaster. So what do we mean by this stable? So question is also asking you, what does the stable outlook indicate? They are providing the idea stable, stable, stable. But what do we mean by this stable? So is it option A, high risk of downgrade is there? Is it so? Option B, bank may be privatized. Option C, financial strength likely to remain steady for 2 years, or option D, significant deterioration expected. What should it be? What do you think this stable outlook is indicating? Whenever any organization, any institution is receiving this particular hashtag, what do they finally mean by it? Is it option A, B, C, or D? Have few seconds. I'm not gonna interrupt in between. Take your time. What should it be? Okay, very good. Rakesh, Binoy, Vicky, Shan, Shivakumar. Hi, Shivakumar. How are you? Okay. Almost everyone is coming up with the answers they are thinking to be correct. Cool. So this time, my lovely ones, the correct option would be option C. What is it? It's financial strength likely to remain steady for 2 years. Cool. See, the very like first option, which was A, option A. Okay. So when we talk about option A, this is saying high risk of downgrade. Can you imagine when high risk of downgrade would be there? Why would it be stable? Why would we be regarding it as the stable one? Good evening, Shiva Kumar. Option B, of course not. Option D, significant deterioration, then it would be unstable. So what would be the correct one? That is option C, that this outlook shows expected stability despite slight performance moderations. Cool? Next question. Now, it's not next question, it's the next news which we will be talking about. See, the headline of next news was saying that banking system liquidity deficit widens to rupees 87,183 crores. Cool. So this was the headline of the news, which was saying that banking system liquidity deficit widens to rupees 87,183 crores. So very first thing which we came to know is the amount that yes, the banking system liquidity deficit has increased to how much? This is the point one. Rupees 87,183 crore. They are talking about September last. Okay, it's about September 23. Okay, cool. Now, next point is there. See, they are also providing us the idea that liquidity shortages is mainly if there is any sort of liquidity shortage. So it's either because of advanced tax or because of GST payments. By whom? GST payments by the corporates. Any individual? No, by the corporates. Now, third thing which we should be knowing is the VRR auction. Yes, RBI also conducted an overnight VRR auction. We will be talking about what do we mean by VRR auction. So yes, RBI also conducted an overnight variable rate repo auction. Now, what was the worth of this? It was rupees 1.50 lakh crore. The reason why RBI has conducted this overnight VRR auction, reason is very simple. Most of people must be knowing. So as to inject liquidity. Cool. So as to do what? So as to inject liquidity. So these are the 3 points which we regard. First is the increased liquidity deficit. Second is talking about the reason in the liquidity shortages. And third is talking about the fact that RBI also conducted an overnight VRR and the worth of that VRR. Cool? Okay. So now, fourth point of this news, it's about the banks bid, like how much banks were bidding. So banks bid only rupees 48,980 crores. And how much they accepted? They accepted at 5.51% weighted average rate. Cool. So this is the complete news which here you were like supposed to know, you were supposed to talk about. Okay. So now coming to the question, what's asking? It's saying what is the main reason for the recent liquidity deficit in the banking system? Okay. Question is simply asking you the main reason for the recent liquidity deficit. Why the recent liquidity deficit was there in the September month? Where in the banking system? So is it option A? It was because of fall in the foreign investment. Foreign investments were not that much good. Is it because of option B? Increase in currency printing. Option C, advanced tax and GST outflows was the reason. Or is it option D? Fall in the ATM withdrawals. What should it be? Is it option A, B, C, or D? We just talked about it. I need the answer this time. Very good. Vicky, Binoy, Vishal, Shan have already answered. Hi, Krishna. Guru Gubli, very good. Good evening, Shivakumar. Almost, I think, almost everyone is having the idea. Okay, cool. So this time the widely chosen one, of course, that's the correct one. You guys are absolutely correct. This is option C, which is saying advanced tax and GST outflows. Cool. So corporates pay advanced tax and GST. And finally, their funds move from banks to government accounts, which finally needs, or you must be not using this word needs or leads. No, it causes liquidity drain. Why? Because when we use this term lead na, so lead is something sometimes used for in the positive manner, but liquidity deficit is not good na, liquidity drain is not something which is so good. So yes, it's a harsh thing for us, for the economy to bear. So use this point, this word, that is causes. Cool. Okay, Nilima has also answered. That's really great. Yes, of course, you guys are correct. Option C would be the correct one. Cool. Now, next question is asking how much liquidity deficit was recorded on September 23? Was it option A, rupees 31,987 crores, option B, rupees 1.50 lakh crores, option C, rupees 48,980 crores, or option D, rupees 87,183 crores? Question is very simple, very straight. It's just asking you about the amount. Okay, of what amount of liquidity deficit which was being recorded on September 23? Or remember, see, if in case it's any sort of question is coming into your account, it's asking how much liquidity deficit was recorded while or like within September's last days or something. So don't get confused. See, on September 23, why are they, asking about September 23 only so specifically? Because prior to 23, that is on September 22, liquidity deficit was not this much. There was no much increase in the amount. But on September 23, things were changed drastically. So that's the reason you must be knowing about it. Cool. Very good. Shiva Kumar, Vishal, Shan, Vicky, and Neelima have answered. Okay. Cool. No, no, no. It's not 2023, Gaurav. It's the date. Okay, that's what I'm saying. There was a drastic change from September 22 to September 23 in the liquidity deficit, in the amount of liquidity deficit. That is the basic reason why they are regarding this as this particular date. Yes, they are talking about it, and this is the date. This is not the year. Okay. Yes, yes, Guru Gobli. It is September 23, 2025. Cool. Okay, so this time, yes, my lovely ones have answered this also correctly. The correct answer is option D, rupees 87,183 crores. So the deficit widened to rupees 87,183 crores. Cool. Coming up to next question, which is asking, what tool did RBI use to inject liquidity into the banking system? See, RBI do use a number of tools. They're like not a number of, but yeah, multiple tools are being used from the side of RBI. Okay. And by using these tools, what RBI basically used to do, RBI used to inject liquidity into the banking system. So this time what has been used by RBI in September, is it option A, liquidity adjustment facility, LAF, reverse repo? Option B, VRR auctions have been done. Option C, open market operations, which we say OMOs, open market sale for government securities. When we regard this or write it as G6, that is government securities. Cool. Or option D, cash reserve ratio. Cool. That is CRR hike. So what should it be? Very good. Shan, Binoy, Nilima, Vicky. Cool. So this time the correct option, of course, it is option B, because from so long we were only regarding about, like, we were only talking about this VRR auction. Okay. So it must be being printed in your minds. It is VRR auctions. So if we talk about VRR or these variable rate repo in a very short manner, so dear, whosoever is not having any idea about it, a variable repo is a repurchase agreement. What's that? It's a repurchase agreement, that is repo. What is happening here? See, it is a repurchase agreement where the interest rate is determined by market forces. Cool. What is happening here? Here the interest rate is determined by the market forces. Through what process? Through what procedure? In what manner? Through an auction. Okay. Rather than being a fixed rate. Okay. So why is it so much different? Because here no pre-decided fixed repo rate or like fixed rate set is there. No central bank is deciding the interest rate, but at that same time, what is happening? The interest rate is determined by market forces. In what manner? Through an auction. Okay. And this tool is something which we regard as VRR. Cool. Why VRR is being used? See, this allows the central banks to manage their short-term liquidity, so as to manage short-term liquidity in the banking system. How? It's very simple. How liquidity would be managed? By providing funds to whom? To the commercial banks at a rate determined by their bids. That is the reason why we were talking about the fact that banks have provided this much bid, banks have said yes for this much bid. Okay. So how this whole works? First, the auction process is being taken into account. Option 2 is market driven rate is being set, and these are the like basic two phenomena which here you will be needing to know. Cool. Very basic reasons are there why this is being used VRR auction, so as to inject liquidity into the banking system, so as to manage interest rates, and another thing, so as to absorb excess liquidity. It's not only something which provides liquidity which leads to further transparency, but if in any case there is excess liquidity, at that time also, dear, VRR is being used so as to absorb any sort of surplus in the liquidity in the banking system. Cool. Very good. Almost everyone has answered it correctly, and believe me, this gives immense pleasure when you guys answer. Like, either your answers, sometimes it's not possible to be correct at every time. I by myself can't be correct. So even if you are answering in a wrong manner, towards the wrong answer you are going, it gives me pleasure. It's like, yes, you guys are participating, and thank you for being here. Seriously, thank you for being here. Cool. Okay, so now next question is asking, it's also regarding the same news. It's asking the bids received in the Rupees 1.50 lakh crore VRR auction were accepted at what weighted average rate? We talked about it that banks have said yes for this much amount and with at this much percent of weighted average rate. So they are asking you the same that the bids in the 1.50 lakh crore rupees VRR auction they were accepted at what weighted average rate? Is it option A 4.50%, option B 6.50%, option C 5.51%, or option D 8.00%? What should it be? Is it going to be option A, B, C, or D? Anyone? Okay, few people have already come up with option C. That's great. Nilima, Shan, Vicky. Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, take your time. We are not running late. Okay, I guess almost everyone has replied. That's great. So this time, my lovely ones, the correct answer, what would it be? It is going to be option C, 5.51%. So bids worth rupees 48,980 crore were accepted at 5.51% rate. Very good, Shivakumar, Vishal, Guru Gobli, Murali. Very good. Okay, so my lovely ones, that's all for today's session. We will now be meeting tomorrow with further sets of questions. See, as I always say, if in case anyone is having any sort of trouble, anything you want to ask in between the questions, so you might be having the idea, the chat section is always open. Okay, we, the Knowledgist team, is 24/7 there for you guys. If you are keen to ask regarding any bank's exam, any upcoming dates, or something, feel free to contact us. The WhatsApp number is always being there in the description box. And apart from it, the link of any sort of programs or the further courses are being provided. So do contact us, do ask us different things. We would love to answer you all. And thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you everyone for being there. Okay, so we will be meeting tomorrow. Till then, take care of your mental and physical health. Love you all. Bye bye for now. That's all for today's session.